We started some research about 5 years ago to look at a new way of monitoring for medical device infection. So that came from a BBSRC project originally. And the intention there was always to develop something that would be commercially viable and that could actually lead to real products. The technology was under development in the university for about 2 to 3 years. And essentially we developed the technology platform here, which was a way of detecting microbes and putting together a chemistry that underwent a colour change that would allow a user to easily see there was a problem with the medical device. So the colour change happened when there were microbes present. So that part we did in the university, and then we assigned the IP to a new company that I founded with a colleague about 3 to 4 years ago, and that company has taken forward the development of that technology into new products. We've had several contracts from the Department of Health to move the technology towards products in particular areas. So one area is peritoneal dialysis. So we have a technology, a product called the PD Safe device, which is used with peritoneal dialysis patients as a way for them to monitor if they have an infection after overnight dialysis. There's another product called Infect Detect, and that's used with elderly patients that have urinary tract infections. And again, this can be used to monitor for infection. If there is an infection, it will tell the clinician very quickly which antibiotic they can and can't use, which is extremely valuable. At the moment, patients in care homes might never get that information, or if they do, it might be 5 or 6 days after the original symptoms were noticed, whereas our device within a few hours will tell them that. So potentially, independent economic analysis has shown that we could save the NHS a minimum of £10 million a year with this technology if it's introduced, including the cost of buying the technology and putting it into practice. Yeah, I think really it's about starting at the end point, recognising the unmet clinical need, devising a product that will address that need, and then working backwards from that back to the university research and putting in place a plan that will take you from here to there. So yeah, it's quite challenging, but I think it's really enjoyable. I think it's one of the most exciting things about being an academic is that you can come up with ideas, and then you have the opportunity to take them forward and actually make them work, and actually take them out there and get them into the real world, which isn't something that everybody can do. So yeah, so it's very exciting, but challenging. But I think we've had some success doing that, and I'm sure we'll continue to. I mean, it's quite common for academics that go into businesses perhaps just to have a technical role or consultancy role. So in my case, I think because I'd led the previous company as CEO, so in the current company I chair the board, so I do have a very much commercial role as well as a technical role, which is quite unusual really. But it's not for everybody, and I think some academics would rather just retain a technical role or some of a distant role. And it's very important in a new company to bring in experts in different areas. So in our current company, we have people with a lot of experience of business development, of IP. We have a patent agent in-house, for example, and accountants, and so you have to assemble a team. It's like anything else, really. You've got to put a good team together. Well, I suppose more academics are realising the importance of making sure their research has real-world impact, and it's very easy to do research, publish a paper, and hope that somebody else will pick it up and run with it. But really, the only way to be sure is to actually get your hands dirty and get involved yourself and do it. So I think there's a greater realisation of that. I think the national agenda is pushing us towards that as well. But I think really that it is the only way of making sure research has impact is to set up a company, actually do it yourself. So I think that's probably why.